I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I want you all to notice that I'm wearing my content warning wig. So, let's get the content warning out of the way. I went to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, and you can't really talk about the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum without discussing things like the Civil War, mental health care, and spiritual activity. I mean, that's what they sell. That is what they sell. So as long as we can all agree that this is the punchline of the whole video, we can still be friends.
Okay, this is not a history channel, so I'm going to skip over the Civil War bits. If you're interested, and I am interested, I'm going to read about them later. Check out this book, Lunatic, The Rise and Fall of the American Asylum by Edward S. I'm going to say Gleason. 20 pages of it are about how the asylum affected the Civil War and the creation of West Virginia. Because remember, folks, this was cutthroat country back in the day. We had brothers going to both sides. Because, I mean, yeah. So, of all the states in the United States, West Virginia was probably the most affected by the Civil War because they were fighting it right here. So if you were interested in learning about that, and I would buy this book anyway, just because it humanizes people. And I think that is one of the things that is most important when dealing with mental health is to humanize everyone. The caregivers, the patients, the janitor, humanized. You can buy this from Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.com. They didn't let us film or take any audio recording inside the building because they sell tours, but they let us take as many still frames as we chose inside, so that's what we're getting for the rest of the video.
What does the word asylum even mean? You think about it, that this was supposed to be an improvement. This was a humanitarian effort.
So what do we do with people that can't handle society? And more importantly, what do we do with people that society can't handle? Traditionally, we've done some pretty horrible things to them in the name of science and education. But we have to remember, too, that these were people, not just the patients, but also the people that worked with them and lived around them were people. And this is a lot of how we got the science and education that we do on mental health today.
In the most fundamental ways, we look to somebody who knows more than we do, which is why there are so many safeguards and regulations in our healthcare system today, is because this sort of thing happened, and it should never be forgotten. We cannot forget the history of our mental health care, lest we repeat it.
Let's lighten the mood with some creepy shit. I used to be an LPN who worked the night shift. I have seen some creepy shit. I'm just saying. I've seen some creepy shit, man. I've seen things and stuff. So let's just start with the very obvious. From the moment this building comes into sight, it starts giving me the heebie-jeebies. Even if nothing had happened there, it would still creep me out. It is all, the entire exterior is hand-cut sandstone, and then there's a layer of brick on the inside that makes the walls 2 feet thick. And the sandstone makes it like a recording device for spiritual energy. So, yeah. I'm not even mentioning all the other creepy buildings that are right there with it. Moving on to the beautifully restored interior areas, one can feel the quaint atmosphere of a Dracula movie. If your personal aesthetic leans more towards the decay of society, please enjoy some lead paint hand-stenciled by psych patients in the 80s. To your left, you will notice the layer of brick that has been fired on the ground. I swear, they put chairs in the most random places just so people would stop and ask themselves, why that weird-ass chairs in that weird-ass place. It kind of freaked me out. So I've tried to alter these pictures as little as possible. In fact, the only editing I've actually done to the pictures themselves was to add a little light when I was taking them, because some of them were so dark that they weren't visible at all. We didn't see anything with our naked eye, but two of the girls heard a music box. One of the girls heard somebody say no, and I had a few experiences as well. All that being said, I've got one picture where I'm pretty sure something showed up on, but I put a lot of the other pictures in, so if you see something, say something. So this next ward actually really got to me because it's the lobotomy recovery ward, and I am acutely aware that in the wrong time and place I would have been lobotomized. And as we're standing there and she's telling us about the horrible things that went on here, I get a horrible headache right in the front of my face. So I didn't see anything in this picture the first time I looked at it, but then I got a real good close and boom, right there it is, face. So here's the crew I went with. 10 out of 10, would go again. I love you guys. Don't forget, if you do decide to go to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, to take some offerings for the ghosts, like small toys, cigarettes, alcohol, and maybe they'll communicate with you a little bit better. It was still pretty cool. Like, the moment we hit the door, I started getting that nervous energy that tells me a place is hot. And, oh, I totally want to go back and do the ghost hunt lock-in. Like, they lock you in from like 9 p.m. to like 5 a.m. And I am going to save up the money and do that. Even if I have to do it by myself. Ugh, I don't know. So if you're interested in that, leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see if we can't get a little thing going. See if we can't get a group of people to go. Don't forget that the cause of the month is still small businesses, which is part of why I covered Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, because they help, even now, to bring business to West Virginia. So, small businesses, and safe travel and much profit to you.